Good day, gamers. Fortain here, and welcome to episode 11 of Minecraft, the Betweenlands. Hello, everyone. I am doing well, and I hope you are doing well as well. On today's episode of Escape the Betweenlands, we're going to go do some scouting for a couple different materials, specifically a dendrothrist tree, aka a weedwood tree stump. So we can gather more of the core wood that I'm going to be needing to be working on center base. In addition, we're going to collect some more plants and pots, anything that we happen to find along the way. And then probably end off with doing some fishing, because I'd like to do some more fishing. Get some more of the different drops that are available from fishing up the different fish and then chopping them up in... where have I put it? The chopping table. Trimming table. There it is. Actually, I'm going to put the trimming table right here, because why not? Boop. There we go. That's a good spot for the trimming table for right now. That'll work. Alright. But yes, hello everyone. Like I said, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. There's a white over there. Center base is, progressing pretty nicely. The main portion of it, the main, central column there is done. I do need to fill in the floor, which is going to take a lot of the core wood, which, like I said, is why I'm heading out to find a weedwood tree stump. I went ahead and built up the walls the rest of the way. You're going to see off in the distance there, the little hole there. That's where the doors are going to go on each of the cardinal direction sides. And I have gone ahead and completed the roof. Again, the roof was just going to be made out of the thatch that you can make out of the, this stuff. You can make it out of the dried swamp reed. You make the thatch, which you've seen me make before. I'll go in there probably towards the end of the episode just to show you what it looks like inside. It is not done yet by any stretch of the imagination, but I've just been doing a bunch of block placing off camera. But for on-camera stuff, the first thing we need to do, as you can see, my magic item magnet is incredibly low durability. I've been chopping down some other trees, digging up some dirt and such, and because of that, my durability is incredibly low. To fix that, we're going to need to put it in the animator along with the life crystal. But as you can see, the life crystal itself is pretty low durability. So to repair that, we're going to be adding white hearts to it. I don't want to add too many because you can kind of waste a bit of the white heart by quote-unquote over-repairing it. So we're going to repair it up to, let's say 88% there, because each white heart adds roughly 12 to 13% of the remaining durability on there. So let's take the sulfur out for just a second. We'll put the life crystal in. That shows how much durability is on the life crystal. And then that shows right there how much durability it's going to take from the life crystal to fully repair the magic item magnet. Not a ton. So we'll add in the sulfur. That's going to be working for a moment. While that is working, as you can see, we have enough lurker skins here to be able to make our final lurker skin pouch. Let's go ahead and do that while that's being healed. You can hear it making the little magical sound as it's repairing it. All right, silk thread, lurker skin gets us the smallest pouch. And the next size, 18, 27, and finally 36. There we go. So with that being the case, we really don't have to go fight lurkers at all anymore. Any lurkers we find, we can just kind of leave alone. Unless they're attacking us directly, which most likely won't happen. I could continue making more lurker skin pouches, but there's no real need. I have my mobile base pouch here that's going to hold the vast majority of stuff I need to take with me. And then I've got 3 diluting pouches. I've got ores and organics. This is misc blocks, and then this one is going to be mob drops. So gotta click on it. Mob drops pouch. There we go. So yeah, We got our mob drops, we got ores and organics, and we've got misc blocks. So that's pretty much all I'm going to need as far as, you know, just kind of diluting while I am out and about. We have our magic item magnet fully repaired. It took 32 sulfur, so that is a fair amount of sulfur. We do have to be somewhat careful. And our life crystal went from 88% to 58% remaining, so about 30% of its full durability. Again, once we get access to enchanting, it won't be as big of a deal, but we do have access to infinite white hearts due to the spawner that's not too far away, so we can just keep repairing it. For now, let's go ahead and equip our magic item magnet. That is now up and running. All of our tools are pretty good. We've got our 3 pouches. We've got plenty of food. Yeah, let's go ahead and head out, see if we can find ourselves a Dendrithris tree. I did do some scouting before as we've been kind of running around. And I believe as we, you know, of course, start to get dark now, as it does here in the Betweenlands. I do believe that there was one that was somewhat in this direction. Let's go take a look, see if we can find it. The main difference between the Dendrithris trees and just regular weedwood trees is the fact that the weedwood stump itself can have blocks of Dendrithris inside the tree stump. In fact, it is the primary way that you get access to it. There's a lot of the dragonfly wings there. Very interesting. Continuing on. Alright, so let's see. We need to go this way. So off in this direction, I believe. I don't remember exactly where I saw it because it was, I think, just kind of off in the distance as I was running around, you know, fighting other things and gathering things. But we shall find it. Hi there. Swamp hag. Can kill you. Thank you. Alright. Got that. Moving along. Hi, crab. Yeah, we definitely saw how well the crab pot worked last episode with getting full crabs from each pot. And each crab giving us both 2 crab sticks and 2 crab claws. So that is pretty helpful. That is good to see. Not too worried about using the crab pots right now, just because the Anadia remains are... they're not hard to come by. I just need to do a bunch of fishing to get them. And I have not been doing much fishing. But that's going to be changing. Float our way around. Hello, frog. Thank you for the frog leg. Seeing lots of red on the mini-map here as we continue forward. There's some crab here. I do wish that it didn't take an entire Anadia remains to capture one crab. Like, I understand that you have to bait the crab pot, but I do kind of wish that it, you know, didn't use a full-on one-to-one, because there's definitely times where I would much rather have the Anadia meat or the Anadia remains versus spending an entire remains just to get one crab. And then it takes an entire remains to make the kind of crab sifter that you can attach to it work more. Go ahead and eat some sap jello here just to get our decay back and continue on. Alrighty. Keeping an eye out. is this enemy that's right here? Oh, just a leech. Yes, leech, you're very difficult. Thank you. Alright, moving along. We'll grab some more stones. Oh, stop. There we go. Get some more pebbles. I do have a pretty fair amount of pebbles as is, but I collect them every now and again. Just to make sure I continue having ammunition for my slingshot. I would, of course, switch over to the... I would switch over to the bow, but I'm just not getting that many of the angler teeth to keep the bow up and going. But I've got tons of the pebbles and can continue making tons of the pebbles with, if I had to, with all of the between stone that I've dug up. So it's honestly just easier to keep the the slingshot going. I do know, of course, that the bow does a lot more damage. Nicely. Yep, I know. Thank you. Have a bit of smoked meat. Continue on. A few little cave entrances here. Good to see. Might be good spots. Hello, Lick-a-Tongue. I'm going to go over here before you notice me and fight you at range, because that's a good thing to do. Go. Shoot this guy. Speaking of shooting things with the slingshot, there we go. No drops. And I have an absolute tonnage of fallen leaves right now, so I'm not going to worry about shearing up the fallen leaves right here that I see. I will save them for when I need them. Let's take a look and see. We can find ourselves a weedwood tree stump. Got lots of rotten logs here. And we've got ourselves some Schwamp hags. Hi, Schwamp hag. Probably leftovers from the last red sky event that happened. They spawn, you know... Ow! Hello? Oh. Thank you. They, of course, spawn all over the place and then don't necessarily despawn unless you get, you know, really far away from them. Go. Let's see what we see. Another leech. Let's toss it in the water. Come on. There we go. Just wanted to get rid of that leech just so it doesn't, like, come up and hit me when I'm not expecting it. Hello, tar pool. Definitely do not want to get anything spawning from said tar pool, so we're gonna run away. Run away. And that's another tar pool. Oh. See, obviously the main problem with the tar pools is the fact of, at some point, I'm gonna need to go fight some of the things, the main thing that spawns from said tar pool, to be able to make a few things. Specifically, the barrels that you can use to store liquids in. Hello. Oh. Hello? So, I saw the sulfur right there. Okay, it's a red snail. I saw the sulfur there, and then I saw a light source. I'm like, candle? And break these weedwood bushes here, so I have... Hi there. A mud brick flower pot with candle. Interesting. Okay, you just right click it to turn it on and off. And there's an offering table here. Nope, I'll take my shield back. Ah, neat. I've not interacted with these things. Okay, cool. Free torch. Oh, that's neat. That's a way to do it. Mud brick flower pot. So I can make mud bricks by smelting mud. Okay, that's a nice little decorative bit of I got an offering table. Cool. That's a nice little decorative way to have some light. So I might do that with a little bit of like lighting around center base. Hello, White. Yes, you're very mean. You're very scary. I'm aware. I'm also seeing the other red dot that's right behind me. Yep, that's what I thought. That's the red snail here. And it's just a poisonous snail, nothing too major. But I might use that idea for some lighting inside center base, just to kind of differentiate how I am lighting certain areas up. Okay. Oh, hi there. Hello. Swamp hag down. Good, good. We've got another little tunnel here. And we've got being careful here. Well, that's a pathway down. Okay. Let me go ahead and just deloot real quick. Bloop, 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 bloop. Just toss all that in there. We have a Deep Man Simulacrum. Interesting. I will take that reed donut. Thank you. I don't know how to break the Deep Man Simulacrum, or if it's even possible to break them and collect them. It gives me an idea on how to do something if I can. Let's see. Pickaxe. Okay. Three varieties. Mysterious statuettes. All right. Okay, interesting. So let's see if we can collect this little guy here. Nope. Donk. Interesting little sound effect. I'm going to, for right now, put a little torch right here. Just as a reminder for where this kind of resource cave is. And we'll make a... We'll make a marker right here for now. I'll come explore it later on. Turn off. Save. There we go. Resource cave. Okay. And we'll come back to that later on. See if we need anything from here. Lots of between stone pebbles, which is nice. Okay. Back on the hunt we go for the big log. Weedwood tree stump pipe. Yep, it's another leech. Ow, you hurt so much. Why must you hurt me so, leech? How dare? Let's get some snail flesh going. There we go. course, it's getting super foggy out. Makes it oh so wonderful to try and see. Let's see. Weedwood tree here. Just regular old weedwood trees. Hi, hello. Okay, must be something underground. There's a floating island over there that I'm thinking of investigating. Ooh. That's a cave. I'm not looking for a cave right now. I'm looking for a weedwood tree stump if I can find one. And of course it is super foggy. Another entrance to a cave. Lots and lots of things. Hi. Oh, it's one of the Lickitung guys. I know they have a proper name, I just don't remember what the name is off the top of my head. There we go. See, no drops. Got a menhir stone. Oh, hey, here we go. Found one. All right. Go ahead and collect some of these swamp reeds. Not that I really need them. Been going through a ton of them with making all the thatch. But we head up. And hello, little mushroom guy. So we've got this shelf fungus that you can collect from these things. I don't believe you can really do anything with the shelf fungus. You can just use it as fuel for the furnace. So it's good to collect some. There we go. There is some poison ivy that's attached to the trees. Not that I really need any of it at the moment because I don't have the sickle or the scythe yet. But I will collect a few samples of poison ivy just to have for later on. And let's go up and up. Our ladders. There we go. And as a matter of fact, we can see right here, there's a block of green dendrothrist. So all you got to do is break that, and you get some dendrothrist shards. These, obviously, I'm going to be using a ton of when it comes time to be doing all of the aspect stuff. Mostly, I'm going to be collecting a bunch of the different aspects with the green bottles, and then making potions with the orange bottles. No real need. You're not like required to use the orange bottles or anything versus the green bottles when making potions. I just tend to prefer making the potions themselves with the orange bottles because you don't have to clean the bottle. An orange bottle, you don't have to clean it after you're done drinking the potion that's in it. With the green bottles, every time you drink a potion from one, it leaves behind a dirty bottle and you have to clean it. Kind of like making tea with the like the silk tea bags. Every time you make tea with one, you have to clean the tea bag. Same thing with the put my shield back on. Same thing with the green bottles. You have to clean the bottle before you can use it again, which is not a super big deal unless you don't have a crap ton of unless you don't have a crap ton of sulfur to be cleaning the bottles. So that's why, for the most part, I'm going to be cleaning the bottle, or I'm going to be using orange for the actual potions. And then, like I said, the green ones for just holding the aspects themselves. Because for the aspects, you don't need to clean the bottle once the bottle's empty. So we've got a nice, chunky weedwood tree stump here, aka a Dendrothus tree. I'm obviously not going to dig the entire thing out right now. That would take a very long time, because these tree stumps are pretty huge. They go down very deep. They have an absolute ton of wood to them, as you can see by the ginormous amount of this core wood that I'm getting. But they do also have these blocks of Dendrothus mixed in. Think of kind of like almost like crystallized sap. It's what this Dendrothus is for these trees. Obviously, it's going to take a fair amount of time to be able to dig out or to be able to chop down the entirety of this tree stump. I'm not going to make much of anything better than the bone axe. It's not really worth making like an octane axe, considering I'm getting pretty close to having access to Valenite. So I will definitely leave the vast majority of the harvesting of this to do off camera, but I just mainly wanted to show you all what it looks like, what the tree stump itself looks like, what the Dendrothus shards look like in terms of finding them inside the tree stump, and then you know, going around and hunting for this thing. I remember back when playing in Sebtech, usually at this point I would have a fair amount of Tinker's Construct tools, like the iron quality Tinker's Construct axe, the lumber axe that lets you chop down a 3x3 area of, you know, a tree or something. But for whatever reason, it was always very helpful. For these weedwood trees in specific, they wouldn't just chop down a 3x3. It would be a 3x3 cube, aka 3x3x3. So it meant harvesting these trees went incredibly quickly. You were just able to decimate the inside of one of these super fast, even though normal overworld and other modded tools did not work in the Betweenlands. For whatever reason, the Tinker's Construct stuff was the only thing that really worked consistently here in the Betweenlands. I don't know if that was just a bug in the mod pack as part of crafting it, or if it was like an intentional, yeah, everything is going to be nerfed as normal, but also we're going to make it so Tinker's Construct stuff works very well just to make, you know, digging stuff like this out go a lot faster. Don't know. Either way, it was incredibly helpful to be able to just like, okay, I've got my lumber axe, go in 3x3x3, and you just knock out the vast majority of this tree in just a couple easy minutes. Alright, no orange Dendrothus that I've been able to see so far. Yeah, the orange is definitely much rarer compared to the green, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm not requiring myself to get a certain amount of like the orange before I start making potions or anything like that. It'll just be useful to have some of the orange for making the orange bottles for when I'm going to be making potions. Alright, I will most definitely go ahead and mark this tree in journey maps. Let's see, let's go ahead and eat ourselves another sap jello, just to get a little bit of that back. Hop on up and out of here. And daytime. Thank you. Oh, all right. So we're going to mark this in journey maps. Just going to call it Dent Tree. There we go. Turn that off for right now until I need to go find it. There we go. Okay. Let's take a look around, see what other goodies we can see. There's another one of those guys right there. Any of the little mushroom guys around? Because unfortunately, very unfortunately, we are going to need to attack some of the little mushroom guys to be able to get their drops. Specifically, I'm going to need the mushroom spores from them to be able to grow my own mushrooms. Ah, there's one. Now, obviously, I can grow the white mushrooms and black mushrooms, or the flathead and the black mushrooms. I can grow those already. Wait for the little guy to calm down. I can grow those, well, once I make the composter, I'll be able to grow those. And they're also very easy to collect. They're all over the place. But these little mushroom guys drop little spores that you can use to make yellow mushrooms. There we go. And unfortunately, the only way to get these spores is to kill the little mushroom. So I do feel bad for slaying the little mushroom guy, because all he was doing was just kind of running around chilling. But regretfully, I need to be able to harvest some. Hi. Hello, anglerfish. Yes, I know. You are such a big enemy, anglerfish. You are such a difficult foe. Get back here. Thank you. All right. So we got the tree stump marked. We'll be able to come back here off camera whenever needed to grab more of the core wood, which I'm going to need a ton of core wood for continuing to build the floor of center base, as well as the kind of redoing the ladder well that clunk that leads downwards. Thank you. We'll just go ahead and shove everything into here for right now, just to deloot. We'll put our ladders away. Actually, put them right here and continue on. See what else we can find. Again, I do want to go do some fishing, but I'm also kind of enjoying just exploring around a little bit, seeing what else I see. Oh, there is one of the giant weedwood trees here. That's a tar pit. That is very much a tar pit. Again, I do not want to interact with the tar monster unless I absolutely have to, and there will most definitely be a time where I absolutely have to. Tar monsters are incredibly dangerous. Oh, is that that's a second one. That I can confirm is a second tree stump. Cool. Two of them in a very close area. That's going to make collecting the core wood, again, it's not technically called core wood, I'm just calling it that. It's going to make collecting that very easy. Having these two trees in the same area. Let's... we'll just kind of dig upwards. No real need to add ladders at the second. a whole amount of shelf fungus here. Very awesome. I can use that if it comes down to it. I can use that for fueling the furnace. Mostly I'm just using sticks just because they're easy. Just checking to see if I find any very quick to see dentrithrists before continuing onwards. Don't see any at the moment, but that's okay. Is not a biggie. I will be able to use the vast majority of everything I get from this tree as I go, so not a big deal at all, but a very good find nonetheless. Let's go ahead and have a little bit more sap jello. Thank you. Let's see. Let's switch to that. Okay. Up and out. Like I said, I do want to mark this. You mark. Dendrothrist tree. There we go. So we got 2 trees here. Very nice. What else? I fell. I was holding the wrong button. But that's alright. Oh. Got another resource cave here. Very nice. Take a quick peek. Oh! It's another one of the, yeah, it's another Deep Man Simulacrum. Interesting. This one has got a Weeping Blue Petal. Cool. Let's grab him real quick, bring him back to base. Bong! And we can get ourselves another mud brick flower pot with candle. Interesting that they call it a candle when it's a, you know, a sulfur torch. But still good. I kind of wish there was a way to make like an actual candle here in the Betweenlands, because I think that would look kind of neat. I'll put the shield back on. Grab some of these pebbles, because we can. Okay. Let's mark this as well. Resource cave. Now, obviously, I'm going to be making a pretty good size, you know, mining area in Center Base itself. But it is definitely good to be able to have multiple places to just go around and be like, I need to grab stuff from all of these. Shift all that in here. Yes, I know I'm technically putting the wrong stuff in the wrong pouch. I'm not too worried about it right now. I can, if I really need to, I will, you know, separate. Oh, hello. Oh, worms. Fishing worms! Look at that! Let's grab a net. Yoink! Well, thank you, Rain Event, for opening up one of these. So if I'm careful, I can get some more fishing worms. Alright, that's one of the bigger worms. There we go. I appreciate the sludge balls. Little fishing worms. Yoink. Ow. Okay, we got the big guy here. Come on. Get out of the... Okay. I'm going to run away for moments. The mud is getting very hard to see in all the rain. There we go. Oof. Ah. We have... Let's see. If I sneak up to this, I think I can collect this? I got it! Sludge worm egg sac. Yeah, you can actually collect those if you sneak up to it. Interesting. Alrighty. Any more little worms? Yes. There's a medium worm. I'll collect the little worms for fishing. Okay. Wormhole be gone. Ah, that was still a very, very good find. Okay. Taking a look around, trying to stay out of the mud as best we can. Given the... Ooh! Geez, that's a deep pit. That is a deep, deep pit, and that is an infestation coming up towards us, so... Yep. There we go. Kill these infestations. Get rid of the little buggy boos. And we got ourselves a thorax. Awesome. So yeah, that's a hell of a pit. Hell of a drop. Be very, very careful going down there. Ah, good, the rainstorm's over. Let's see. Oh, no, never mind. The rain has stopped. The thunder is still going. Oh. Hi there. I did not mean to interrupt your little music time here. Well, just to let you know, there's a tar pit, like, right there. So just be careful, okay, little buddy? I'm gonna go this way. Oh. I was trying to not startle him away. That way he would just continue to playing his music there. But, oh well. It's alright. Lots and lots and lots of somewhat flat area with lots and lots of organics to collect all over here. Good to see. Keeping an eye on those. That's a tar pool. Moving along. Keeping an eye on the red dots that are around me, making sure there's not any enemies that are sneaking up. We are daytime, thank you. We are a fair distance away from center base. Take these nettles. Always use some more nettles for nettle soup. One of the least satisfying foods, but, you know, a food nonetheless. Hi, come on down. You can path that way? That's fine. That's fine. You can path that way. Alright. Well, we have found a couple weedwood tree trunks, which is good. I will head there over time to collect all the core wood and get any more dendrothrist I can from them, which was the main goal for today. Let us go ahead and head back to our starter base, and we can do some fishing to round off the episode. See if we can get any goodies from doing said fishing. So I have an idea, mention as I'm heading back to base here. So obviously at some point I need to get access to enchanting. Enchanting is going to require an enchanting table, bookcases, and very importantly, lapis. It's going to require not a ton of lapis to be able to enchant all the things that I'm going to make, but enough. A few blocks worth of lapis at the very least. Now, obviously, I am playing this series with the idea of I need to escape the Betweenlands. I can't just, you know, quickly make a portal tree, pop over to the overworld, grab the materials. Oh, a white pear. Neat. I'll be able to make white pears later on. I can't just pop over to the overworld, grab my enchanting table, grab a bunch of lapis. Bong. And a bunch of bookcases, and then just bop back over to the Betweenlands and do my enchanting. I need to, quote-unquote, find a way to get access to an enchanting table and stuff here in the Betweenlands. So there are a couple different ways I can do it. One way is I can actually go and... Oh, that's a tar pit. I can add the enchanting table, the bookcases, and the lapis to the recipe for animating in the item scrolls. So as a random chance when I am... Oh, that bubble hurts. As a random chance when I'm animating item scrolls, I could find an enchanting table. I could find lapis, which I have thought about doing. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I've thought about doing that, but if I were to do so, what percentage chance would I give myself? You know, would it be a 10% chance per item scroll to get an enchanting table, X% for this, Y% for that? Do I want to, you know, make it where like I have to do X number of item scrolls before I then get the enchanting table? The main problem from that comes with the idea of, okay, let's say I add the enchanting table to the item scroll, and let's say, you know, for sake of argument, I give it a 10% chance. Well, once I have an enchanting table, I don't need another one. So at that point, I would then want to / need to take the enchanting table out of the pool for items that you could get. Otherwise, I could theoretically... Hello, tar pit. I could theoretically be getting multiple enchanting tables, or like get enchanting tables back to back, and it's not a big deal. It's not gonna like wreck the game or anything if that were to happen, but also I don't want to waste getting, you know, multiple enchanting tables. I only need the one. Similarly, adding things like lapis to the item scroll odds, yes, I could get X amount of lapis as a percent chance every time I just watching the swamp hag there. I could, a percent chance of getting lapis every time I reanimate a scroll. Again, once I'm done enchanting, I'm not gonna need any more lapis, so I would then want to take the lapis out of the the random chance table. Also, how much lapis do I give? How much of a hello? I am not going to fight this right now. But that's a Cragrock Tower is what that is. But how much lapis do I put in at what percent chance per every animation to get lapis? Do I do like 3 pieces at a 10% chance? Do I do a block at a 10% chance? Don't know. And then of course, once I'm done enchanting all the things that I could want to enchant, I'm not going to need any more lapis. So it would not be worth continuing to have lapis in the chance pools. So I'm like, no, that could work, but it's a lot messier, at least in my opinion, to go in and edit the code to add that in. It can definitely be done, and in fact, the Betweenlands wiki actually tells you exactly what you need to add and where and how into the code to be able to say, hey, yeah, I want to have a 10% chance, of getting this in an item scroll. I want a 15% chance of getting this in an item scroll. I could do that, or I could, but again, I would then want to kind of take it out once I don't need anymore. I could add a custom recipe for creating the things from materials here in the Betweenlands. So for example, you can make a book out of, I want to say it's lurker skin and the amate paper. I could make a recipe with either a mod or some other method. I know there's obviously ways to make custom recipes. That's how a lot of mods are done, is making custom recipes. But I could go in and make a custom recipe for creating an enchanting table. Like if we just take a look at an enchanting table. Yeah, I could say, okay, the equivalent of obsidian in the Betweenlands is this. The equivalent of a diamond is this. The equivalent of a book is this. And I've thought about doing that. But again, I would then need to add that recipe in, make sure it doesn't conflict with any other parts of the mod, and so on. And I'm not the greatest at doing that. I could definitely learn. There's nothing stopping me from learning how to do that, but I'm not the greatest at it. So what I'm thinking about doing is, yes, it's gonna be a little cheaty, but it's, for lack of a better term, cheating in a difficult way, if you will allow. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a bunch of those little offering tables that I've been finding here, which is kind of nice and fortuitous that I've found them when on this little adventure. Taking some of the offering tables, taking the little rockmen that were near the offering tables, and essentially making an offering of X amount of Y materials to then give myself an enchanting table, to give myself a number of bookcases to where I can fully enchant something. Again, it is a little on the cheaty side because it's going to be, involving, /give at Fortane enchanting table. But I want to make the recipe for it, the amount that I sacrifice to get the things, a worthy enough amount to where it's like, yeah, that makes sense for if I were to then do a custom recipe instead, that could be enough to count as the custom recipe. But instead of going in and making said custom recipe, I just go and just diluting here real quick. Oh, I have 3 things. Damn, that's a lot of snail shells. I've been killing so many snails when I'm out and about. It's quite quite a snail apocalypse. Put this stuff away here. I'm not gonna fully dilute. I just want to dilute a bit. Let's go ahead and swap over to my smoked anadilla meat. Let's put away the fishing net. Put that away. There's all my little worms. Origin organics. Yeah, we've got these little deepman simulacrums. So yeah, I think that is how I'm gonna approach it. So instead of going in, putting in the code for, you know, for an enchanting table, okay, it's gonna be a block of this, block of this, block of this, block of this, life crystal, book. Instead of making the recipe for that, I'm just going to get enough of the little deepman guys, put the offering that I'm going to offer to them in their hands, light them on fire as a doing the offering, and then that will then get me. Don't look at the fact that I'm using /give at 14 blah blah blah. That will then give me the enchanting table with a certain amount of X, Y, and Z material. That will give me, you know, 3 lapis to then enchant 1 item. Again, this is just what I'm thinking about. I'm definitely not at that point yet, but I do want to get access to enchanting, and I figure that's probably the kind of the best way to do it. Let me know what you think. If you feel that if you feel that's too cheaty, let me know. What would you consider a better way? Obviously, I don't have to beat the game with enchanting. There's nothing to say that I have to, but I would like to have access to enchanting. So let me know what your thoughts are. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of fishing because I want to round out the episode. Let's grab our nets. Let's see. Hi. You're more than welcome to just chill over there if you'd like. But I'm going to do some... Okay, that was a feather that fell. But I'm going to do some fishing. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. You're more than welcome to. If you feel that's cheaty, let me know. If there's a different way that you think would be better, let me know. Again, there's multiple ways that I could do it. That's just kind of the one that I've just kind of decided on. But I am amenable to change should the change be good. All right, let's get ourselves a fish. Got it. Come on. There we go. Got it. Freshly caught. Yeah, like I said, let me know. Let's go ahead. There aren't a lot of fish around the base. Yep, here comes the shallow breath. I hate the fact that the shallow breath can go through walls and go straight into the base. What a cheaty bung. have a smoked crab stick because... And we'll grab some tiny sludge worms. As worm? Sure. Yeah, like I said, let me know what your thoughts are. If there's another way you would suggest doing it. If there's, you know, better ways to get that. Because, you know, that's just kind of what I came up with. Looking for bubbles in the water right now. See if I... Of course, it's now quote-unquote nighttime, so I cannot see that well. Hi there, big guy. It is pretty nice that I got this giant water area around me. That way I can have plenty of places that I can fish. I don't want to hold on to my fish for too long without getting the materials from it, because I don't want it to get stinky. If your fish gets stinky, you get stinky. And if you get stinky, you get... Okay. Take that, Wisp. If you get stinky, you start attracting the attention of the lurkers to you directly. Are we gonna have any more fish around here? Let's see. Yeah, health is still 10 of 10, so we're good for not getting stinky. I'm still a little ways away from attempting to get access to enchanting, so it's not something I am, you know, deciding on doing right this second or anything, but it's something to think on. I would like for it to be daytime, please. Oh, there's a fish. Get it. Got it. That was a big one. That was a big fish. Nice. Let's go ahead and have another smoky crab stick. Let's go repair my fishing rod before I do anything else. If I can, I'd like to try and fish up one more fish to round out the episode. But I definitely want to repair my fishing rod first. It is getting pretty low durability, and I don't want it to accidentally snap, like, in the middle of trying to catch a fish, because that would be bad for, you know, several reasons. Main reason, simple reason, is the fact that I don't want to break anything during this playthrough. So that would be very bad if we were to accidentally... if we accidentally a fishing pole. Back to starter base. We'll go ahead and chop up our fish, repair our fishing pole. See if we... Ah, I see some bubbles. I see the bubbles of a fish. Why are the fish making bubbles? I don't know. Logic. Video game logic. Okay, we got to grab our life crystal. Life crystal here. Fishing rod. Can you... Oh, maybe you can't repair it in there. I thought you'd be able to. I mean, worst comes to worst, we can just make another one. That's not a big deal. No? Okay. Apparently you cannot combine fishing rods. Understood. That's all right. We'll just make another one. It's all good. They're not that difficult to make. I just figured I would repair it with, let's see. Let's go ahead and actually, before I do anything else, let's chop up these fish, because one's starting to get a little stink. Okay, so we got an eyeball, raw meat, and a swim bladder. Ooh, got some scales, gills, and meats. Very cool. Got our gills, scales, swim bladder, and meats. Oh, and the eyeball. That's used for making the helmet. Understood. So we need to make another fishing rod. So the silk thread fishing float is an octane nugget rubber ball and 2 leaves. Leaves are just fallen leaves. Gotcha. We have a leaf. We have plenty of fallen leaves. Thank you. We have silk. We have octane nuggets. We have sticks. And we also need ceramides. Make the fishing... Oh yeah, we need a piece of rubber. Rubber ball. That. We need to make that. Fishing float. And then... There we go. New fishing rod. Perfect. Drop that back off. Drop the leaves off. The seam right. Silk thread. And sticks. Alright. Let's go for... Let's see if we see... I know there was some bubbles around. If we can find it, we'll fish one more time. Then call the episode good. La-di-da. Once it becomes daytime, it's going to be much easier to see the fish in the water. But that's okay. I do not see any more fish at the moment. Any fish in the shallow water over here? Nope, unfortunately. I do not see... Why is this area so lit up? There's something underneath here. Like, I feel like there's one of those stones, like, underneath the water here. There's not that I can see. But this area is just, like, lit up. The middle gem ore. Get rid of that guy. Hi, Chiramo. I know you're gonna come attack me, that's fine. Thank you. And... daytime. Ah, much easier to see. One of the remains of one of the trees I was cutting down. Going after more of the core wood. Hey, big fish. There's a big fish. All right. Has worm false. Has worm true. Don't you... You butt. You ate the big fish that I was going to go after. You absolute tookus, you. What a stinker. What an absolute stinker. Just ate the fish. Didn't even leave anything for me. Not a bone, not a scale. What a stink. Yes, I know there's a white over there. He's going to be a butt. Oh, that's a crab. It's a crab over there. Bunch of crabs all around. Let's see. Nope, I don't think we're gonna be able to fish a last fish. Oh well, I was hoping to fish a fish. But I do not see any more fish. It was just dark! Now it's daytime. Why is it dark again? Betweenlands, why must you be so dark? I know you're an alternate dimension that is, you know, between dimensions and stuff. Why must you be so dark? So hard to see things. Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just not seeing... Let's see. Is that a crab? That's a crab, because there's another crab right there. That's a bunch of crabs. I'll leave the crabs alone, because I don't need anything from them right this second. Go. Grab the Crimson Middle Gem ore. Okay, but yeah, I will go ahead and call it there. Call it good there. I might do some fishing off camera, just to like get a bunch of fish, and then harvest them all once I come back on camera for you all to be able to see what goodies I get from them. But let's just go ahead and show you all real quick what center base is shaping up to be. I've got the underside of the staircase right here. I'm not a real fan of this design of the staircase. Thank you. Not a real big fan of the design of the staircase. I think I might modify it a bit. It's just kind of a work in progress. But if we head up, you can see inside. The roof itself is done with a bunch of thatch. The floor is in progress, and I'll be able to make even more progress now that I have the more of the core wood. And then once the floor and the inside here is filled in, I'll be able to connect the I'll be able to connect the ladder well to the mine shaft that we've been making to get down to all the different layers. But yeah, I think we'll go ahead and call it good here. Episode's running a little long. I do apologize. I wanted to try and go find another fish to fish, but no more fish. That's okay. But until next time, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you have a good day and good game.